out of Shadrach Coates. He's quite a little guy. I'm pleased they didn't stick him in as the captain right in front of Eliud, because he would have got about, his chest up would have been.
I'm curious if that was a consideration.
It must
size.
Be, right? Must be.
Yes.
I mean, but if you were just thinking about that, you'd get Lopez Lemon right in front of Eliud. He's
true.
Yeah. Jonathan Correa, one of the anchor men at the back, a really lifelong friend of Eliud Kipchoge. We got a glimpse of Eliud Kipchoge there, side on, and I wonder if we'll just get a glimpse of his facial expression, just to read into how he might be feeling in this stage. But we've had 3 or 4 transitions so far. Ed, generally speaking, how pleased are you with the way the pacemaking teams have come in and come out, drop in, drop out, as it's called?
Well, this event was always going to have a bit of ballet about it, and you needed everyone to know what they were doing, what their steps were. I think for the most part they've been pretty good. The idea is that Eliud spends as little time out of the formation as possible. If you've got 8 changeovers, that's 10 seconds a time when he's not in formation. So,
well, Henrik Ingebrigtsen is one of those pacemaking team. He's just come off and done his duties. He's been speaking, or he's now with Crystal.
Henrik, it's special as an athlete to be involved, but also special as a family.
Of course, it was like an everyday workout for me and my brothers, trying to stay in formation as we normally do in our training.
And how pleased were you with how smooth it went?
I think our team did a very good job. We're a little bit surprised that the laser jumped a little bit, but not completely prepared for that. But other than that, I think the turn went as smooth as it could have been, and also I think all in all, job well done for our team.
So Eliud's on track. What about you and having to extend your season for this event?
Of course, I feel happy to be part of this, and of course, being able to participate in an event like this, and also helping the marathon improve as an event, I feel happy to be part of this.
Great chatting to you, Henrik.
Nice.
Well, it's been a long season, but I'm sure they won't have missed this for the world, particularly if history is made today. If you're just joining us, you're very welcome indeed. We could be seeing history unfolding here on the streets of Vienna, in the part of this famous park, which runs pretty much parallel to the majestic Danube. And we are 14, 15 kilometers into this challenge. It's not a race strictly, it's a challenge. It's an attempt to run the first ever sub-2-hour marathon, and the man at the heart of it is the man in the white vest there, Eliud Kipchoge from Kenya, this supreme athlete, simply the best marathon runner the world has ever seen. He's the Olympic champion, he's already the world record holder, and he is surrounded by his band of brothers, the pacemakers. We've got 41 in total, 35 who will be active in different teams here today, 6 in reserve if we need them. And Ed, with your writing head on, you've described this as something of a Swan Lake affair.
Yeah, Swan Lake meets Chariots of Fire, perhaps. It's partly because of the choreography, but partly because of the colours. Eliud's in white and these other guys are in black. I just think it, aesthetically, it looks very interesting. And what I love is, the lasers are pouring out this place on the road where the guys have to find their marks. Imagine having to do all this running at 13 miles an hour. We're talking about, a pace that would be crazy for most people, even very fit club athletes, to consider, and you're having to absolutely hit your spots. 12 centimeters to the left or the right, you're not doing your job.
Absolutely right, and as Shalane mentioned, there are parallel, you can see them now on the tarmac, those parallel lines in orange, which they have to keep within, of course, down the Hauptallee. That's very straightforward, but it's actually when they go around the 2 roundabouts at the either end of this course, so that becomes crucial.
Yeah, those lines are made for Eliud so that he does not cross over, so that he stays in the valid zone for running. If you were to cross over one of the lines, that would create an invalid race because he would be running a shorter tangent line than the actual distance of 26.2.
Through 15 kilometers, yet another little landmark has been achieved as they go round the Lusthaus once again. This time they're going anti-clockwise. This is the smaller of the 2 roundabouts, and you can see, as Shalane has just been saying, that although the pacemakers can go either side of the orange line. Eliud has to stay within it.
Yeah, and you notice when they're going around these roundabouts, they're actually losing the green line. And I think that's what Henrik was saying in his interview, is that he was a little surprised. I think they lose the green projected line when they turn. See, it just came back on right there. So I think it was a little bit of a deception. They weren't, I think, prepared to lose their line, so they have to just guess and what pace that they're running, but clearly it's not deviating too far.
If you've spotted any little bits of moisture on the camera, don't worry, it's not raining here in Vienna. The perfect conditions continue. It may be a little bit of condensation. If you were with us earlier on, you'll have seen that we had some early morning mist, which rose really mysteriously and just added to the aura and the sense of excitement here. But conditions continue to be perfect. The only slight question mark I had, just worth reiterating, although temperature was almost perfect, the level of humidity was perhaps a little bit higher than we were expecting.
Yeah, they were not expecting that a couple of days out. And I think, when I came down here yesterday morning at about 7:30 or 8 to run on this track, that was perfect in my, there was a kind of gauzy little bit of sunshine. It was very still. The temperature was exactly right. Today feels
Way to go, and of course, the deeper into this race we get, the harder it becomes. Look at that for pacing, Shalane. Absolutely bang on the money. They asked for 250s, and in the last 3 kilometres, that's exactly what they've got.
Beautiful execution of the pace, but to be expected. These guys are professionals, and they're setting it up for Eliud.
You're a world-class marathon runner yourself. You've run the New York Marathon. Can you feel, do you know what it feels like to run, not necessarily 250s, that's a superhuman, but if you were running at, say, 3s or 310s or 320s, does your body inherently know what that feels like?
Well, you train the body and you train the mind. Eliud has been preparing for this moment, well, his whole career, but specifically the last 4 months. There are things he's been doing in training to increase his threshold and to allow him to be a better athlete. He, I guess, like at the beginning of the season, 4 months out, started doing some gym sessions, which he'd never really done. They spanned about 2.5 hours, 3 times a week. He wasn't doing a lot of mileage yet, so he was getting in the gym to build strength. In fact, they were doing some fun aerobics and step dance mixed with lifting and stretching. In fact, there's a great video if you go to the Ineos website where you can see them all step dancing and having a fun time. He also upped his mileage from about 118 to 130K to 124 to 120 or 140 miles, I should say.
Yeah, so there have been 1 or 2 tweaks in the preparation. We should just go back from the streets here of Vienna, Ed, for a moment and propel ourselves 8,500 kilometres into Kenya, into the Great Rift Valley. I think all 3 of us have had the privilege of going up there. The conditions clearly very, very different there. Let's park that thought for the moment. Another transition about to come up. We're about to hand over to the next team. And this is Team 5. This is the next changeover. They'll take them through from 18 to 23 kilometres. And the captain, Shalane, 18 to 23 kilometres. And the captain, Shalane, of this team, Team 5, and you know very well indeed.
Yes, teammate of mine of the Bowerman Track Club, Matt Centrowitz. Centrowitz is one of the most decorated middle distance runners of our generation, and he's current Olympic 1500 meter champion. He's 29 years old, soon to be 30, and a team captain. He's a great communicator. He loves to talk, for sure. If anyone knows Matt, he's a talker. And there he is, slipping in, walking Eliud. Matt is a great athlete to run behind. He's so smooth. And as an athlete, you always like to run really nice behind the clean runners that have as little back kick as possible.
They have just run in front of our commentary position, and I kid you not, blink, and you miss them. It was an absolute blur.
They are something else to watch. I love watching Matt Centrowitz run.
Right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's
so effortless. Yep, he just came off of the World Championships. He ran 3:32 in the final. Incredible. We also have Shadrach Kipchoge from the USA. He was also in Doha. Hillary Bohr from the USA. Noah Kipkemboi of Kenya. Jella Regasa.
Yeah, there were 2 Ethiopians in the team.
Matt Centrowitz of USA, the captain, right in front of Eliud. Solomon Barega of Ethiopia.
Yeah, the 19-year-old silver medalist in the 5,000 meters in Doha.
And our last one, Moses Koech.
So it's all change. Ed, I'm just wondering, was that perhaps not the smoothest of the transitions we've seen today?
Yeah, I think that was, you saw the way that Matt Centrowitz just had in his mind he was going to shield Eliud right from the very first moment, so he even shifted across with him. That was very cool. They seem to be executing these really well. The thing that to look for is, I think it's Eric Kipchoge is going to do 3 of these. He's been asked to basically do a rep session where he does 3 times 5K at 14:30. With a long gap in between. Let's see how good their changes are the third time he has to do it, because it's going to be fatigue.
The athletes will be, the paces will
The paces are going to be fatigued.
Yeah.
So the first ones you hope would be really good, everyone will be on their toes. The real skill is going to be to do it when you're tired.
Well, the current captain of this latest team, Matt Centrowitz, has just started his journey. The previous captain, Julian Vanders from Switzerland, who spends a lot of his time up with Eliud in Kenya, he's with Crystal now.
Julian, as captain, tell us about that role and how crucial it is for today.
Yeah, my role as a captain is very important because actually Eliud is supposed just to follow me. So he's not supposed to think about anything, just follow me. And I also have to lead the guys in front of me. So if they are not on the line, I have to tell them, stay on the line, go a bit more in front. And also it's important on the roundabout because this is a little bit tricky. There is no lane anymore with the laser, so I have to keep the right lane, so in the inside as much as possible, so that we don't lose time on the roundabout. Yeah.
So special to be in this event, but running almost to make Eliud's dreams come true.
Yeah, it's a big honor. I think all of the pacemakers are so happy to be here. It's a privilege, and for us, we are just a small part. I mean, running 5K is nothing compared to 42 kilometers, and I can say it's a big inspiration, and I think it is really showing that there's no limit in his mind. Yeah.
Julian, you have such a connection to Kenya. I love your bracelet. It says run in Swahili. Tell us about Kenya, the experience of training with Eliud.
Yeah. So for me, I live in Kenya for now 4 years. I don't train with Eliud, but not far in Iten, and I have an amazing group to train with. We push each other every day, and I just like the mentality of the Kenyans. It's just so amazing, so inspiring, and it has helped me to improve so much. And I think I just find the right environment for me. I just feel like I'm Kenyan now.
And judging from what you picked up from Eliud along this section of the race, do you think he's on track?
Yeah, definitely he's on track. For now, it just I think he's feeling easy because he's not even at halfway. What I admire is the focus, the concentration, and with the pacemaker coming and going out, it's not easy. So he has to be also very focused, and I think he will do it. It's not even I think, I'm sure he will do it.
Thanks, Julian.
Sana Santa, Julian Vanders there, a native Kenyan now, originally from Switzerland. So 19 kilometers completed. The next milestone, of course, will be the 20k mark. 56:52 would put him bang on course. So we've got a couple of minutes now. Let's just go back to the Great Rift Valley and what it's like up in Eldoret and Captabat. There's the latest splits coming through, 250s, and they've just slightly increased there, 240 at Chilane for that latest kilometer.
I mean, they're right on target. We'll get it says on target. I think it says under 11 seconds, but we'll get the real feedback when we hit 20k. Like you said, we want to be 56:49.
Yeah, 56:52 or something thereabouts for 20k, and 59:57 through halfway. So the next milestone will be halfway. Kaptagat at 2,400 meters at altitude. Here we are in Vienna at 165 meters above sea level. The conditions up there are very, very different. Just take us there.
Yeah, the only similarity really is that Eliud's training camp is in a forest. So he has this very simple training camp. They go for long runs through the forest and all around dirt roads. They come back, wash from water from a well. It really is quite rudimentary. The training is quite often quite early in the morning, especially the long run. They would go out, at sort of 5:45, 6 o'clock.
Before sunrise.
Yeah, and the very fun thing is to follow them along in the in the Tartu bus and then watch as the sun comes up, and you've got this huge group of runners Many of them world class. Running their 40k long run. That's fabulous to watch.
And Shalane, in terms of diet, when they're in the training camp, again, it's pretty basic stuff, but it's all high nutrition.
Yeah, it's all high quality ingredients because it's locally sourced from the land right there. They have a diet of milk from local cows. They have beet juice, rice, ugali, which is like a maize flour, which is a Kenyan staple, and occasional meat. But it's just really simple foods. There's not a lot of processed foods, so it really allows them to have really great nutrition. And it's not that they're trying to have great nutrition; it's just naturally the way their culture is.
Well, actually, I have to say the beet juice thing, I think that might be a new innovation because I don't remember, from a few years ago anyone doing that, but there has been some science into the potential of beet juice. So I wonder whether that's a little something's been introduced.
Just a quick weather update. There was a 10% chance of rain forecast for today, and I can confirm that it has just started to rain now. So if we see one or two spits and spats on the camera lens, that is now real rain as they go around the Praterstern again, the larger of the two roundabouts at either end of this Hauptallee course. And they are now through 20 kilometres. We'll bring you the latest split as soon as we get it, but 56.52, Shalane, was the target for 20 kilometres. And very shortly, we will be through the halfway point.
Yeah, I mean,
They did not want rain.
they did not predict rain, but Eliud is prepared for anything. I don't think that's going to deter him in any way. He probably isn't even recognizing that it's raining. There's some great fans trying to run along the course on the outside there, maybe trying to capture a picture or encourage, but I don't think he'll be lasting very long. Oh, there he goes, chanting.
What a surprise, he's disappearing off the picture. There is Eliud. We've been talking about all sorts of things, and of course we shouldn't forget that the man at the heart of this whole day, this whole several months, years of planning, is Eliud Kipchoge.
I'm noticing just a small gap from him to Matt Centrowitz, and I don't know, if it was, him just giving a little space, or if he's kind of falling off a little bit. It'll be interesting to see. Hopefully he tucks right back in there with Matt.
So through 20 kilometres, 2:52, so just outside the desired 2:50 pace for a sub-2-hour marathon. But the green boxes show that those kilometres were within the target, and you can see netting out of all that, we are still 9 seconds inside sub-2-hour pace. 1:59.59, of course, is the target, maybe even better than that. And the next milestone, Ed, will be the halfway mark. And a reminder that in Monza 2 years ago, when he had his first attempt at breaking the sub-2-hour marathon, he went through in 59.57.
Yeah, so we're looking for anything in the high 59s is good. So let's see. I was noticing that gap as well to Matt Centrowitz, and I was thinking maybe that's just the turn. Sometimes they get a bit strung out, and I don't think we've seen it from the side really in the turn, but it seems to have closed up a little bit.
Yeah, he's close back up to Matt Centrowitz. It did have me a little nervous though, just watching him. Only because the data shows that drafting can serve about 80% of energy as opposed to being out front and taking the brunt of the win.
Some people have criticised or maybe had a view about the role of the lead car there. We can see perhaps that's adding extra protection and adding to the aerodynamic thing. But essentially, as far as the experts have explained to us, the only reason that car is there is to project the laser pacer.
Right, so if you look at the aerodynamics, if you talk to Robbie Ketchell, who designed the aerodynamics, he said if it were up to me, I wouldn't have a car, which again is counterintuitive. You'd think a car would help, but what he wants is for these front five guys to be hit with as big an energy flow as possible, and the car doesn't help him do that. So yeah, again, it doesn't seem like that would be right, but all the computational flow dynamics that they've been doing have told them that the best results would be without a car.
We are now approaching the second half of this challenge. 21 kilometres completed. 21.1, of course, is the exact halfway point. 42 kilometres, 195 metres, or 26.2 miles, if you like your distances in the old imperial thing. And that's the scene here. It really is atmospheric. The crowd in the Prater, this green, clearing the conkers off the course. Of course, it's early autumn here in Europe, and we are on target. and 11 seconds inside the sub-2-hour marathon pace. Of course, the first part of the race, the first half, is just clicking off the kilometres, really. And as we've seen, and as we say so many times at Shalane, it's really after 30 kilometres that the real business gets done.
Yeah, that's when the real running begins. I was trying to see if there was a half marathon split there yet.
I can see a split, so put it.
We'll try to get that half marathon split, but I believe it was under 1 hour. We'll get that to everyone soon.
Well, we are 11 seconds inside, and I guess it's all about conserving energy and getting that balance right between maybe having some credit in the back lane in the first half of the race, so that if things do get a little bit tough in the latter stages, in that last 10k, that he's got somewhere to go. But getting that balance right, striking that balance is so important.
When it's such a finite race, and this is unknown territory, literally no human has tried to attempt this, so there's a lot of unknowns physiologically what Eliud can handle. So we may see some fluctuations here and there. I do see a little bit of strain maybe on his face. He's kind of puffing his cheeks, maybe doing a little smiling. It means he's working hard, as it should be. It shouldn't be hard. But I can see some signs that I didn't see about 5K ago that he's working.
I think he's
already working.
Yeah, I think he's having a little difficult little patch.
Yeah.
Well, we saw a couple of weeks ago in Berlin an astonishing run by Kenenisa Bekele, who also had a difficult moment in that race. And at one point he was over 100 metres behind the leader and really struggling. He said a bit of a hamstring problem or a calf problem, but remarkably came through that and stormed to within 2 seconds of Eliud Kipchoge's world record. Talk us through, Shalane, how you cope with those difficult moments, maybe a stitch or maybe a little tweak or a twinge somewhere.
You know, it's all about mentally tricking yourself. So, you know, what I've done in races is I'll try to just say, okay, pick out a lamppost or a tree and get to that point and kind of distract myself from what I'm physically feeling. The last K, I guess, was 2:52 we're getting for the 22nd K, and the 21st K was 2:48. But yeah, distraction. It's all about mental distraction to take yourself out of the moment in a way. And sometimes I'll refer back to my training back home and my successful moments where I pushed through the discomfort and the pain. I may look forward to just something as simple as getting to the next fluid station. I'll do all sorts of little tricks to get myself through the rough patches.
2:52 Ed, for the last K.
Yeah.
How high would that figure need to be before you started getting seriously worried?
It just that he saw a few in a row. I think it's less the number itself than the pattern it suggests. So I think he's trying to settle himself down now. I've just been watching him very closely for the last couple of minutes. I think he had a rough patch, and I think maybe he's just coming through it. But let's see. The next couple of splits are going to be seriously interesting to watch, because that's going to tell us whether this is on or not.
Yeah. Still maintaining a very, very healthy speed here, 13 miles an hour. Needs to be hitting 13.1, of course, to consistently get to sub-2-hour pace. 26.2 miles, the full distance in miles. And let's just home in on here on Eliud Kipchoge. This is a great shot for us to see the cadence and the way, the rhythm, the natural rhythm. Sinead, just give us the expert view on what you're seeing here.
I mean, Eliud's legs are perfection. If you just look from the waist down, his heel to butt, that's what I look for. Is a nice pick up of the legs, and his heel is coming right up to his butt. He's got nice pop off the road. When athletes get tired in the marathon, you'll just see that their foot tends to land a little bit heavier and wants to stay on the ground longer. We just got a nice glimpse of them run by so quickly. I feel like he's regrouped. He looks a lot better. His face is showing just a lot more relaxation.
Ed, the thumbs are out.
The thumbs are out. I think that's good news. So he's still brushing lint from his lapels. So he's, as far as I can tell, I think he's come through a little rough patch there.
Well, that's good news if indeed he has. We're waiting for the 6 team to get ready. They will take over at 23 kilometres and take them through to 28 kilometres. And there we are. Eric Kipchoge, who's having a busy all morning, who's back on as the team captain.
I'll tell you what, that guy's in shape. He's having to do a serious workout this morning. He's going to sleep well tonight. Okay, so we've got Philip Ingebrigtsen, who's back on for the second stint. Victor Chumo from Kenya, and Paul Chelimo of the USA.
Kenyan born, of course.
Kenyan born. Uganda, Ronald Musagala.
Who's had a fantastic season on the Diamond League circuit.
The extremely industrious Eric Kiptanui is the captain here. And then we've got the Ethiopian Solomon Barega and Coach is the other wingman. So these guys are now, they know their roles. They're working pretty hard, especially the guys who are up for the second time. But for most of these guys, it'll be the last time out. So you're not going to have to do. I think there's only one guy that's doing 3.
Yeah.
So if you've done 2, you've done a good stint.
Yeah. Well, this is the 6th of 9 teams. There are 9 rotations, if you like. So far so good out here on the course. Let's go down to Radzi. Radzi's got one of the ardent supporters. We heard it from him at the top of the programme. Radzi's with Chris Froome.
Absolutely, ardent supporter is the word. 4 times Tour de France champion, Olympic medalist as well. Chris, how much you enjoy watching Eliud do this? It is phenomenal.
It is. I mean, it's fantastic. I think it's just incredible to watch him. It looks like he's not even breathing. He's just gliding over the road. It's amazing to be here and to be part of this atmosphere. Hopefully, we'll be witnessing history being made today.
And to that point, you're Kenyan born. What do you think it will mean to the people of Kenya for one of their own to make history?
It would be incredible. I mean, obviously Kenya is quite well known already for its marathon runners, but to have someone do something as monumental as this, will just be. It will be such a boost for all the athletes over there, and basically breaking barriers, showing that the impossible is doable, and especially coming from such humble beginnings, I think it would be inspiring a lot of people around the world.
Absolutely, and coming to yourself in terms of your performance, when you say in the Tour de France, where does your mind go when it gets hard, when it hurts? Just like Eliud, I'm sure will be experiencing now.
I'm sure he will be reaching that point very soon as well. I mean, this is what he does day in, day out, and it's what you almost prepare yourself for that hurt, for that feeling of sort of desperation that you don't have anything else left. So he'll be getting there, but he'll be accepting that and pushing through it. That's what it's all about. And then I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure Eliud is probably the most capable human being on earth to deal with that. So let's see.
It's a special human being. Thanks for your time, Chris.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Chris Froome, times Tour de France winner and very much part of the Ineos family. So much support, of course, not just within athletics, track and field, from the running community outside the sport. We heard from Sir Ben Ainsley at the top of the programme, Patrick Vieira, the former France football captain, all absolutely 100% behind Eliud Kipchoge as well. So we've heard from Chris Froome. Let's go back to hearing from the pacemakers. We saw Matt Centrowitz, of course, who was the team captain from Team 5. He's with Chris Froome.
Matt, there's expected to be about 20,000 fans throughout the day just being here for this moment. What was the energy like from there?
Oh, amazing. I mean, everyone's like on top of you. And they must have been a couple feet away the whole way, all the way through the course. So it definitely helped carry you through each leg for sure.
The 18 to 23 kilometer leg, what was most important from that leg for you as a captain?
I think that we just kind of stay within the 250-kilometer pace that we're trying to run. It's so exciting out there. The energy is just through the roof. It's kind of easy to start one step in the green line and get a little excited out there. But we're in the middle of the race, and we just want Kipchoge to feel as smooth and as easy as possible at this stage.
And you're part of history, basically. How does that feel?
I mean, I still don't think it's set in yet, just kind of how honored I am to be here, be a part of this. I was just telling you earlier, throughout that whole 5 kilometers, I was just thinking, like, how much of an honor it is to be one step in front of Kipchoge, trying to take him through this world record attempt. So
but there's a real side to it. So how are you feeling actually? You come from Worlds, you're here, the physical aspects of it, just for that one leg.
I think I was hoping to just feel a little bit better out there, but I was able to do my job, stay relaxed, and again, I can't just believe how he's running 8+ of these. It's just an incredible human being, a once in a generation athlete, and I'm just honored to be a part of it.
Before we let you go, just one question about the challenges out there. Are there any challenges that we might not see? And did you feel any rain?
As the team captain, our biggest challenge was making sure we stayed within the line on those roundabouts. And so we can make sure he runs the accurate 26.2. So the other guys in front of me and behind us were allowed to go outside those lines, but we had to stay inside of it. And then the second, I think, just kind of difficult thing out there that you might not see on the camera is just how loud it is. So we're supposed to communicate with each other, letting you know, slow down, pick it up, stay together, pack it up. When we're doing the exchanges, like captain in, captain out, and it's extremely hard to hear out there, even when you're like 2-3 feet away from someone. So you might have to tap a guy on the shoulder or kind of bump him out of the way if you're trying to make any kind of movement out there. But other than that, it's great.
Yeah, thanks for your time. Enjoy your cool down.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Matt Centrowitz there, having done a terrific job, and you've got the sense there of the pride and the honour that he feels in being part of this, what we hope will be an historic day. Lots of chatting. Just left of picture there, just out of picture is Valentine Trau, the athlete's manager there, handing now more drinks and more gels to Eliud if he wants them. And he does take something on board there. Communication, Shalane, so important throughout this process.
Yeah, I mean, he has such a tight-knit team. He has worked with the same coach throughout his career. Patrick Sang has been by his side. He also has had the same massage therapist since 2002. Eliud is just a very loyal man, and he likes to build a team of people he can really trust around him.
We've talked a lot today, Ed, about his physical prowess. We've talked about him as a person. There is no doubting about his mental state, because as far as we know, he doesn't actually have a formal mental coach.
No, he's very much his own coach, but you see how strong he is when he gets really challenged in races. Or at the London Marathon this year, he was really challenged by some very strong Ethiopian athletes. You could see his strength of mind there in burning them off. He does read a lot, so he likes, Paulo Coelho, he likes to read some books. There are lots of kind of business style, management books in that camp. They do a lot of reading, those guys, when they're not watching Premiership football and so on. But they really try to improve themselves in that regard.
Yeah, he actually has in his home with his family a library full of books. And a few of the books that he's recommended, I've actually read, because I said if Eliud thinks it helps him, I'm going to read it too. And so yeah, he's a great source of inspiration for many people in the fact that he educates himself and he's always self-improving. In fact, Patrick Sang, his coach, says, I think we're at the point in my career where I actually learn more from Eliud than I teach him.
Interesting here, just a final briefing for the next team of pacemakers who will take over at 28 kilometres. Going through final instructions, there is Tony Barden, who is part of the London Marathon team. That is metronomic pacemaking, 250s all across the board.
That was beautiful.
That's beautiful. So you want to talk about continuity as well. Eliud's mum taught Patrick Sang at primary school. So this line continues, they're from the same village, they're from the same little subset, the Nandi called the Tarai. He has that real connection to his home through his sport.
And we should say as well that Eliud had not just a very basic and very humble start in life. He lost his father when he was very young indeed, and effectively was brought up and raised by his mum as a single parent, the youngest of 4 children. It was tough. Here's a guy who, like so many East Africans we've heard over the years, who used to run to school a couple of miles in the morning, back for lunch, back in the afternoon, back again, used to cycle to the local market, the nearest town, to take the milk from the farm to get it sold. This was a hard start in life.
Yeah, I don't think he would actually make too much of that because of the type of person that he is. But yeah, these guys, who lead the world in distance running from Kenya, a lot of them come from subsistence farming backgrounds, and a lot of them have a very rough start in life. And I think Haile wants said to me, "You think you can be a good runner from a good family?" You know, he felt like that kind of background fertilized your talent, you know, rather than being a hindrance. He felt like it was important for a runner to somehow, you know, to have some challenges to overcome in their early life.
Yeah, I believe there's a callousing, and probably because of his upbringing, he looks at running as a joy. It doesn't seem like a chore to him. He's had and experienced harder things in life, so running 26.2 miles is not so challenging when you've been through other things.
And his mantra, very simply, hard work, humility, and discipline. And the routine that we have tried to bring across to you that Ed was describing is very much a monastic lifestyle, isn't it, Ed? It's very much run, eat, sleep, and repeat again, and repeat again.
Yeah, he just keeps on doing the same thing. There's no magic. There really is no like silver bullet to getting as fast and as fit. I mean, you have to have the talent, but
yes.
you have to keep on doing the same things.
That's the mantra for all marathoners: run, eat, sleep, repeat. And that's what really breeds and produces the best results if you want to be a great distance runner.
I think there was a slight trip there. Was there a trip?
Yes. I just saw Eliud kind of little trip up in that transition. So that was a little rocky.
Yeah, that was a little bit. You have to say that into the next. They're just coming through in front of our commentary position yet again, from left to right as we look out from our commentary position here. And once again, the speed quite breathtaking. And I can't stress enough, the crowd out on the course is absolutely phenomenal. And let's once again, Shalane, contrast that to the experiment in Monza, where there was no crowd at all. It was special invitees only, and there was simply no atmosphere.
Yeah, there was only atmosphere on the final straightaway and the back side of the track. There was no one. I mean, you could literally hear crickets, you could hear breathing, you could hear your feet on the road. I think we all know that Eliud thrives off of an environment and the support and the fans cheering. He said when he broke the world record in Berlin that when he was running alone the last 17K, that it really was the fans cheering that was music to his ears, and that was helped him break that record. So this is an essential, if we're talking about baking our cake, an essential ingredient to his success today, because I'm nervous right now because I know what the last 40 minutes of a marathon is going to feel like. Each 10-minute chunk is going to get harder and harder, and he's going to start relying on the environment around him.
We're now into Team 7 there. There is the lineup for Team 7 with Brett Robinson, the Australian, the latest captain to take over. We've got Jakob Ingebrigtsen as well, fresh from the World Championships in Doha. We have Stuart McSwain as well. And again, an international feel in this pacemaking team. 41 in total, 6 reserves, 5 teams of 7, and they're doing a sterling job, apart from perhaps that one transition we saw where there was a slight trip of Eliud Kipchoge, which would certainly not have been in the planning and in the preparation for this, but he seems to have recovered very well. We've got 15 Kenyans, 7 Americans, 6 Ugandans, we've got Australians, Norwegians, Ethiopians, and 1 Japanese pacemaker. It really is a truly international field. 1 hour 20 in. Let's go back to our little cake metaphor. It's in the oven. It's been in the oven for 1 hour and 20. How's the cooking going?
Well, I got nervous there for a little bit when Eliud started to look like